What's up, everybody? Kinetic here. Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. I guess the real Dragon Age Inquisition content here on my channel, right? Builds. This one had a long road to get to where it is here. Guys, I am very sorry for the delay in the build videos, particularly this one. This was a promised build that initially, weeks ago, actually, I had done, but I think I was taking either an unimaginative route or a lazy route. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but my mind just wasn't in the right place, like at the right time. And so I felt like I was making a build that not only did I not like and couldn't really be excited to show you guys, but I was almost sure was just going to be a very boring build for you to look at and to actually try for yourselves. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to need more time on this. I'm going to take a break from making build videos just for a little bit here. I'm going to start working on some other stuff. And when I finally get around to doing it, hopefully I'll be inspired to make something kind of unique and interesting, and hopefully, and this is the most important thing, fun, right? A lot of times people give me shit for you know, not choosing the most optimal choices and stuff like that. Again, I have to go right back to this, which is what I said from the very beginning, that these builds are not always designed, if ever, to be the most optimal that they possibly can be. Here's another thing, right? A lot of people put emphasis on opportunity knocks as being the reason why Artificer has any potential to be a good specialization, and that is completely false. Again, I was having debates, even arguments. I'm sure some people rage unsubbed from me because I didn't put enough emphasis on what opportunity knocks can do for an Artificer build. For one, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory. When an ally in your party crits, you get a reduced cooldown from your cooldowns. But not only that, right? That's not even where the real power of this specialization comes from. And I admit I was actually really skeptical and I didn't quite get it. I'm like, what does the Artificer really do? Because the skills aren't all that impressive. Just the specialization as a whole seemed rather lackluster, but now I think I kind of get it. It's a bit situational in some certain skills, the way that they can be used, but as a whole, the skills and the passives, plus, and I would say that this makes for a much better dual dagger version than an archer version. The Artificer can actually be pretty damn awesome and fun, and so I really reconsidered like the potential with Artificer, and I also took a really wild and different approach to how I was putting together skills here, unlike anything that I've done before. And I'll be completely honest with you guys, well, for one, I'm glad that I delayed making this build, but this is some of the most fun that I've had with Dragon Age, playing the game and also making builds like this. So, long story short, it took a while, but here's something that I think that you guys will really find interesting, and I hope that you try it out for your Varric or for your main character or something like that. It's actually a really awesome build. Alright, so let's take it from the top, right? We've got double daggers. I'm not going to read, like, in detail every one of these active and passives like I've been doing before. I think we all know what these say and mean, but I'll quickly go over the reasons why I'm choosing them and what makes them special for this build, okay? So we've got Twin Fangs and Flank Attack. Now, Twin Fangs is pretty cool, but it's not something that I use often unless I'm definitely trying to focus on burning down a single target. If you do find yourself in a situation where you do want to single somebody out, Twin Fangs will definitely do that, right? Now we've got two passives on the right side here, Dance of Death and Sneak Attack, absolutely must-haves for any dual dagger build, without a doubt. Over here, Flank Attack, this combined with our stealth, right, is one of two ways that we're basically trying to avoid the enemy's attention. That's what these are really for. I use Flank Attack to either get out of the way of stuff. It's a great movement skill to not even deal damage, but just to get the hell out of the way, like I said, of being hit, for example, maybe by a dragon's swipe attack or something like that. But of course, it can really set you up very nicely if you go into flank attack. With the upgrade Skirmisher, you'll go into stealth on the second hit, and then I almost always follow that up with a Twin Fangs attack. Since I'm behind them, and because of the upgrade, flanking attack deals 100% more damage. Now on the left side here, there are a couple of passives that I think I included in one of my earliest assassin builds or something like that, but they're okay. Some people will tell you they're completely trash, but I don't see really anything here in any of these trees as being completely trash. The reason why you would want to go through these passives here, really though, admittedly, is to get to Spinning Blades. Now this is the first time I've even used this ability for any of my builds, and I kind of regret actually not trying it sooner, because it's actually pretty cool, and it doesn't make me feel so bad investing in these passives when I'm getting to Spinning Blades. Let me read this one out. You lash out with a set of slashing blows that bring you in and drive your target back. So it's a forward-moving spinning attack at close range. This is unfortunately one of those skills that, like Shadow Strike for example, Twin Fangs, you have to be within butt sex range in order to actually connect with this, but it's 5 hits at a pretty uninteresting damage per hit of 75%, but we do get an upgrade here, Neverending Spin, which adds an additional 4 hits, right? So this is like, for example, the leaping shot when I use the Archer version for Artificer. This is one of the ways that with a lot of multi-hits like this, with Spinning Blades and with some other skill that we've got here, it's a great way to help activate Masterwork perks on your weapons or your armor. So, you know, of course, we're going to go with Hidden Blades Masterwork perk that is going to activate on, you know, chance of hit. And so the more hits that we can actually perform with any of our attacks, then the higher the chance that we can activate those Hidden Blades. Let's actually take a look now at the Sabotage line. Of course, we're going through Caltrops to get to Look Like It Hurt, which is a must-have passive. Cheap Shot is okay, but I wouldn't recommend actually going out of my way to pick it up unless you are going for, and here's another first-timer, Throwing Blades. You hurl a group of knives at all nearby targets, ripping through their armor and leaving it sundered. Again, another multi-hit ability that has a great chance of activating a Masterwork perk. 4 hits at 100% weapon damage and leaves their armor sundered for 8 seconds. The upgrade is awesome. I really like this upgrade. Precision targeting. When facing fewer targets, you group your knives so that the more blades that hit a single target, the more damage they inflict. So we've got 4 hits at a single target, which will stack bonus damage of 25%. Simple math, you can see where this is going. But again, it's not even necessarily about the damage, which is weak here, no doubt. It is not spectacular by any means, just like the Spinning Blade attack from the Dual Dagger ride, right? But that Masterwork chance, right, is what it's all about. You can add all sorts of really cool things. It doesn't have to just be Hidden Blades, of course. It could be, you know, gain guard on hit. It can be chance to activate even some magical spells or something like that, I think are possible, like Chain Lightning or whatever. Anything you want. This build has a extremely high chance of activating those Masterwork perks very often. Now, you guys already saw that in the Subterfuge line. I've got Stealth. Keep in mind that Lost in the Shadows is going to help remove debilitating effects. What it's really about, of course, is attacking from stealth gives you a damage bonus. Alright, let's take a look at the Artificer line. So we've got Spike Trap. I don't really use this. It can be fun, actually. I mean, especially if you decide to go for the upgrade, you can remain in stealth while using a Spike Trap. Actually use this on, for example, those annoying flying bastards. I can never remember them. The frost ones that come out of the rifts. Yeah, those guys. I get a lot of pleasure from setting up one of these Spike Traps under their asses. So thanks to all the choices that we made in the Double Daggers line, we have a lot of really cool perks here. We have Regained Stamina on Kill. We have increased crit hit chance, right? We have Bloodied Prey, and we also have Unforgiving Chain. We got a lot of increasing critical hit chance, And of course, that's going to work great with our Look Like It Hurt, which every time you score a critical hit, you regenerate stamina. So we're going to be critting a lot, we're going to be getting a lot of our stamina back from those crits, and now to make it even more glorious, with opportunity knocks, when an ally crits, you take advantage of their success with reduced cooldown times. Expect to be able to pretty much spam your abilities because we have so much stamina regen, we have so many critical hits, we have plenty of reduced cooldown on our abilities. I don't have to wait for nothing with this build. You do have to play it right though. Let me also make sure that you guys don't think that you can just press any button in any order and shit's gonna die. It doesn't work like that. Definitely not. In fact, let's talk about one of the pitfalls of this build. And what I mean is, let's talk about the elemental mines. This is one of the pitfalls of this build and can definitely slow down your ability to deal damage, mainly because of this upgrade. Now, again, this is one of those things that I've had debates with people. Throw everything. Basically, you're throwing out your entire stamina pool to dump out a bunch of these elemental mines, and if you are throwing them properly at a significant group of enemies, then yes, a lot of these elemental mines will go off, a lot of them will crit, you will gain cooldown reduction like crazy, and stamina back like crazy. But if you screw this up, then like I said, you will be screwed out of your stamina. If you do this at the wrong time, if you're trying to attempt to do this on a single target enemy, it is a huge pitfall for this build. Be careful and save these elemental mines for the right time and the right group of enemies. And Take Them Down is a great passive that works with the other passive, Opportunity Knocks. The entire party gain a better chance to land critical hits of 5%. So one of the other things before I finish closing and talking about Opportunity Knocks, one of the things that I did actually is I went to all of my different characters in my game, right? And I scrolled down from the attributes to look at how many people have high crit hit chance. And of course, we're going to bring Varric, and this is a very nice critical hit chance, and not so awesome critical damage bonus, but that can be improved if you decide to do something about that. Blackwall's my tank, and surprisingly, he has a pretty decent critical hit chance. I've got Vivian also, once again, who has a surprisingly high critical hit chance, and this is my main character, who is unavoidable, kind of like Blackwall to bring. But long story short, my point here is that Opportunity Knocks is going to work best if you bring party members that have a decent amount of critical hit chance. Some of your characters might only have 5% critical hit chance. Either their gear sucks or their specialization isn't tuned right, their build isn't tuned right to give them good critical hit chance. They're really not going to help Varric out and his Artificer passive Opportunity Knocks then. So it's just a thing, but again, this is not 100% dependent on the success of this build. In fact, I was actually completely alone soloing Vinsomer, is his name, right? And obviously all my party members did that. I only went out with one guy just to see if I could solo, and there is definitely potential to solo that bastard on Nightmare, I might add, without any benefit from this Opportunity Knocks. So there you go. That's what I mean by this is not the sole reason why the Artificer has any power or potential. Without Opportunity Knocks, this specialization can still perform very, very well. And this skill here is a big reason why. The more that I use Fallback Plan, the more that I absolutely love this. If it was a real object right now in front of me, I would kiss it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Fallback Plan, because this thing saves my ass time and time again. And in fact, I would say it is the reason that I'm able to solo dragons. By having Fallback Plan, I can take damage and reverse it like nothing ever happened. It allows me to bounce back and forth across the field to reposition myself as well. The more you play with Fallback Plan, I think the more you will realize, like me, that it just has so many great applications. You can preload it before going into a fight, you can make a snap quick choice, see that the enemy is about to hit you really hard, activate Fallback plan, they're going to hit you, and then you just reverse that damage, right? So many great ways. Have fun with Fallback plan. I certainly do. So that was a really chaotic way for me to go about explaining these skills, but I guess it's just because I'm pretty pumped, man. I finally found a really cool way to put together the Artificer, and yeah, I'm excited to see you guys try it for yourselves and leave me some feedback. In the meantime, let's take a look at a couple of examples of the not-so-hidden blades build I've made for the Artificer specialization. Enjoy.
A dragon. Let's be sure she leaves us in one piece.
Thanks for watching this video on my Artificer specialization here in Dragon Age Inquisition. I can't say enough about what a pleasure it's been to put together this build and really to make all of these builds. There was something about making this build in particular finally that kind of brings closure, I suppose, to the second round, right, of these Dragon Age Inquisition builds. But fear not, my friends, there is more coming. I will do a third round, a third season, whatever you want to call it, of builds. This has been really inspiring for me, putting together this Artificer's build. So I'm going to approach making builds in a really different way coming up later when I start that third round. I haven't forgotten that I did promise to show you guys a second kind of updated version, I guess, of the Assassin Archer, and I will get to that. But I also want to let you know one more thing. This video was just full of all kinds of stuff. I am, and I guess I'll go ahead and make this announced now, I am going to submit a video for BioWare's Dragon Age fan contest that is taking place this month of February. I'm making a very special video, unlike anything I've ever made any time of any of its kind here on YouTube. It's going to be a lot of work to put together, but I think that it's also going to be a lot of fun and really entertaining, and I think you guys are really going to like it. I can't say any more than that, but yep, keep an eye here on my YouTube channel. More videos are coming up from Dragon Age Inquisition, other single-player games, and you've probably noticed that I'm highlighting a lot of online multiplayer games as well. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Click the like button to support this series here on my channel, and stay subscribed. More is coming. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.